In the late 19th century, a Scottish woman embarked on a journey that would change the lives of countless children in Nigeria. Her name was Mary Slessor. In the 19th century, the birth of twins was seen as a curse among the Efik people of southern Nigeria. The natives believed that one of the twins was fathered by an evil spirit and that the mother had committed a grievous sin. This deep-seated superstition led to the tragic practice of abandoning twin babies in the bush to die. Twins were considered taboo, seen as unlucky and miniature gods. It was believed that their birth brought evil to the community. As a result, both babies were left to die, and the mothers were often shunned by their families and communities. Contrastingly, the Yoruba people in southwestern Nigeria held a different belief. They saw twins, known as Ibeji, as bearers of good fortune and supernatural powers. They believed twins could bring wealth to their parents. When a twin died, a statue called an Ibeji was carved in their memory, and parents treated these statues as living children to avoid misfortune. Mary Slessor was born in 1848 in Aberdeen, Scotland. Her early life was filled with hardship. Her father, a shoemaker, struggled with alcoholism, making Mary the primary breadwinner for her family from a young age. At the age of 11, Mary worked as a half-timer mill girl in Dundee, splitting her days between school and laboring at Baxter Brothers and Co. Limited. By 14, she had become a skilled jute worker, but her aspirations extended far beyond the mills. Inspired by her mother's missionary magazines and the death of renowned missionary David Livingstone, Mary felt a calling to serve in Africa. In 1876, at the age of 28, she set sail for West Africa, determined to make a difference. Mary's first assignment was in Calabar, a region in southern Nigeria. There, she took on various roles, including teaching children and working in a dispensary. Despite the challenges, Mary quickly adapted to her new environment, learning the local Efik language and customs. Her genuine interest in the well-being of women and children earned her the trust of the locals. She soon learned about the horrifying practice of twin infanticide and was determined to stop it. Ignoring the disapproval of the Mission Society, Mary began rescuing abandoned twins. She set up a mission house where she and her assistants cared for these children. She even adopted many of them, including a baby girl she named Janie, whom she later took back to Scotland. Mary's efforts were not limited to rescuing twins. She also worked to heal the sick and put an end to other harmful practices, such as forcing suspects to drink poison to prove their innocence. In 1888, Mary moved to Okoyong, where she lived among the Okoyong and Efik people for 15 years. Known as the White Queen of Okoyong, she settled disputes, encouraged trade, and introduced Western education and evangelism. Mary's influence grew, and in 1892, she was appointed vice-consul in Okoyong, presiding over the native court. She continued her work tirelessly, despite frequent bouts of malaria and other tropical diseases. Mary Slessor passed away in 1915 at the age of 66 in Calabar. Her death was a significant loss, and she was honored with a state funeral. Buried in Duketown, Nigeria, her grave is marked with a large granite cross from Scotland. More than a century later, Mary's legacy lives on. In Calabar, roads, roundabouts, churches, and statues commemorate her work. Her story of bravery and selflessness continues to inspire generations in both Africa and her homeland.